We found a tough terrain and made it even tougher to find out just how much the 6x6 high risers could handle.
Ideal Toys Crunch Canyon. This is a pretty cool toy from the early to mid 80s. Now, I was a big fan of Stompers growing up, and these came out after I moved away from these kind of toys. I was getting into my cars and cruising the strip for chicks and stuff like that. So this was after my time, but it's still pretty cool. It's a battery operated toy with a 6-wheel drive truck. It's pretty awesome. The Mountain Pass playset comes with mountains, boulders, and log ramps. Included is a 6x6 6-wheel drive all-terrain vehicle. You need 6x6 power, traction, and action to survive Crunch Canyon. Pretty awesome. Of course, on the side of the box here, it shows what comes in the playset. We have the mountains, the boulders, the log ramps, and of course the high riser 6-wheel drive car, which I believe is called the Goliath. It's actually a pretty cool vehicle. Then on the back of the box, it shows a zoomed in view showing the Goliath going after the boulders to go into Crunch Canyon. Here's some of the other cars or trucks in the high riser fleet. We have the Samson, the Honcho, and the Beast. They also made one that was like a spaceship looking one. It was called a Lunar Explorer or something like that. That looked pretty cool. Pretty awesome. So let's look at the stuff that came in the box. Okay, in the box, of course, we have the canyon itself. Made out of plastic. It's actually a pretty neat looking little canyon. Now you notice there's these little tiny holes that you can see right here. There's one right there. This is actually a repackaged playset. This originally came out as the Evel Knievel Skullcadian Escape playset, where you had a Yeti and you had some other things that you put in these holes, to decorate it. I didn't have the Skull Canyon set. Didn't have this either. But it's interesting that they repackaged that canyon for the high riser line. I mean, it's actually a good idea. You've already got this in your system with the Evel Knievel set. When you want to do something for the 6x6s, you just repackage the toy, remove some stuff, and there you go. You got another play set for a little investment. Very good idea on Adil's part. And of course we have our log ramps that you put the entrance and the exit of Crunch Canyon. Turn it sideways here. So you put one there like so, and over here like this, and let her rip. And of course you have the boulders. Little plastic. These are kind of cool, little plastic boulders. You got the large ones, you got the small ones that you would place inside of Crunch Canyon. Now I've only got one of the small boulders. I got the correct amount of big boulders, but only have just the one small one. Get in there, you son of a blank. Which is unfortunate. I don't feel like buying another set to get the other two boulders. But you get the idea. You put the boulders in there, and then you run the truck through. Let's take a closer look at the truck itself. Here's a closer view of the truck. 6x6. Pretty neat looking truck on the top. Of course, your batteries going into the hood up here. Runs on 2 AA batteries. Get in there. Look at the side view here. It is a really good looking truck. The suspension is articulated, front and back. The center one is not. That's where the main drive motor is, but there's connections to these other differentials as well. So it is a true 6-wheel drive truck. Here's a bottom view of it. The bad thing about these older toys, like these older battery operated toys, this one works. But unfortunately, over the years, the permanent magnets that are used in these toys, they get weak. So the toy doesn't have the torque like it used to. You can put a brand new set of AA batteries in this thing. It'll run, but it will not climb over hardly anything at all because the magnets are so weak in the motors. I've been trying to figure out a way to take this thing apart without breaking it, so I can get to the motor in there to see if I can maybe replace the magnets with newer ones or something to give it its torque back again. But so far I've been unsuccessful in trying to get this thing apart. I mean, it looks like it has little clip tabs up in here that the body pushes down into it, so you just pop off, but it doesn't want to come. I mean, once I get the body off, I can get it apart easy. There's actually Phillips screws right down in here to pop the axle assembly apart to get to the motors and everything. Just gotta get the body off. I'll mess around with that later. Now, one of the cool things I've discovered, now let's go ahead and put 2 batteries in this real quick. Got my AA's. So one goes this way, and one goes that way. Get in there. There we go. Push until you hear the click. And we'll turn it on from the bottom. The on-off switch is right here. There we go. It runs pretty good. Not bad. We'll climb over small obstacles, but if you put any kind of load on it, it just stalls right out. Of course, I discovered a way to put more power. Give it more power right now. Check this out. What I do is I stick a Mr. 9-volt battery under the hood because it fits in there perfectly fine. I have to put a little space here behind it to hold up against the battery, battery connectors. Make sure I get the right polarity here. All right, there we go. I got the hop up in. Got my 9-volt battery in there. I got a little metal spacer right there to make contact with the battery connector. You can see the 9-volt battery fits perfectly fine in here, but look at the power it's got now. Oh yeah! Awesome. Using the 2 AA batteries, even though these are brand new batteries, this is what happens because the truck doesn't have any torque anymore. As far as I can get. Okay, though, now with 9-volt power. Well, that's the High Risers Crunch Canyon playset. Another really cool toy from the 80s. Did any of you have this toy growing up? If so, comment down below. If you've done a video on it, link your video. As always, everyone, thanks for watching.
High Risers keep going even when the going gets really tough. Batteries not included. Crunch Canyon playset sold separately. The 6x6 High Risers with 6-wheel drive from Ideal.